Okay. Represent Us, represent.us is the website. Josh Silver, longtime friend of the show, formerly founder of Free Press, based near the original home of the David Pakman Show in Florence, Massachusetts, has launched his new endeavor is Represent Us. And they are working on pointing out when there is corruption in our political system. As you can imagine, the answer is basically all the time. So they're very, very busy. As you know, the FCC, now run by former Verizon lawyer Ajit Pai, an appointment of President Donald Trump, the FCC is actively working on repealing net neutrality. Not a salacious issue, but could not possibly be more important. Internet freedom, diversity of ideas, political dissent, of endless importance right now. So far, 8 members of Congress have publicly backed the FCC's plan to repeal net neutrality by signing a statement of support or by having their statements included in an industry-written Republican talking points document. Now, you don't actually need, as the FCC that is, you don't need congressional support to repeal net neutrality, but they want it because the optics of doing it only based on what internet service providers want wouldn't look that great. So the optics are particularly bad right now also because, as I mentioned, Ajit Pai is a former Verizon lobbyist. So Represent Us looked at the lobbying money that the 8 supporters received from the telecom industry, and it is bad from companies and other organizations in the telecom industry. This includes companies like Comcast, the NCTA, which is a cable lobby, telephone utilities. They looked at all of those contributions together, and it is pathetic and embarrassing and corrupt. Take a look at this. Greg Walden received nearly $1.3 million. He's a Republican from Oregon. These are all Republicans. Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn received $620,000. Senator John Thune, $562,000. Senator Roger Wicker, $434,000. Paul Ryan, over $500,000. Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers, $519,000. Tom Graves and Bob Latta, $176,000 and $423,000 respectively, a total, Pat, of over $4.5 million from the telecom companies and lobbyists to the 8 members of Congress, all Republicans, many of them at the forefront of other gifts to internet service providers and telecom companies, like supporting their ability to sell our browsing data, supporting prior attempts to kill net neutrality. A direct line between the money and the industry and their positions on the repeal of net neutrality. It is disgusting, and it is all legal, Pat. That is the horrible part.
Yeah, and you wonder why Republicans and the FCC now are hell-bent on ending net neutrality as we know it. It goes back to money in politics. It's the root of all evil. And despite the fact that if you look at the polling, I think a recent Morning Consult poll found 61% of people want to keep the net neutrality laws. I think that number would be higher, by the way, if more people knew
what
about
the
it
hell
and the
was
media
going
paid
on.
attention to it. Despite all that, they're still going to go through with it.
Donald Trump said we need to stop Muslim immigration to the U.S. until we can figure out what the hell is going on. We need to stop the repeal of net neutrality until the average voter can figure out what the hell is going on and why it is that big corporations want net neutrality repealed, because it connects, when you astutely pointed out that money in politics connects to so many of the issues that we're dealing with. Internet freedom connects to so many of the issues that we're dealing with, whether it's reproductive rights or education or global warming, climate change, whatever the case may be. Where are people, by and large, finding things out about issues that are important to them? The internet. There is arguably, behind money in politics, no more important issue, whatever your key issues of importance are, than internet freedom. And this is an issue of corruption. Progressives need to appeal to Republicans on this, because right now Donald Trump and Republicans are controlling the White House and the Senate and the White House. So maybe Republicans think they don't care about it. But the tide will go the other way, and this type of freedom is paramount to us getting a variety of information, about whatever issues are important to us.
It's one of those things that actually can be bipartisan. And another part of this issue is the fact that the media won't really cover it because, of course, they're too tied into these telecom companies.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You are barely going to hear a word about it on corporate media. It's disgusting what's going on.